to Allah we return. Know the struggle is real. Even you start where you gon' earn. Every soul gon' taste death. Until that day, I'ma still be riding through in that spaceship, yelling, don't quit your day shift. There was times when I copped some bullshit for real, just for it to rock. Had to leave it overnight on the windowsill. There's a pecking order.
Yo, what is going on? Welcome to NXT Wednesday. I'm your boy D Walk. Welcome to my cop podcast. I like to get down with you on some NXT that happened Tuesday. I mean, probably got my special guest and everything, but I'm originally from Mr. Joe B. CNO. And my homeboy Kane, the Destroyer. Wherever you at, bro, I got you. All right, we got to get down to some NXT action. Our first match we got is Butch, aka P Don, versus Joe Coffey for the National Heritage Semifinals Championship. Good match. Uh, I just don't like the fact about it. Like, he's not P Dunn no more. But good match. We carry on. And P Dunn, well, my fault. Butch, he actually wins the match to advance. I like the match. Good match. I still don't like they need to just give Pete Dunne the push to have Pete Dunne being Pete Dunne instead of Butch. But he move on. Then we see Trick Williams. Trick Williams is in 2 matches tonight. He's in a 1-on-1, and then he's in a fatal 4-way. But the first match that he gets into, he wrestles Joe Gacy. He beats Joe Gacy with a high knee, wins, and he goes ahead later on the match to a fatal 4-way match. We have Barry Corbin versus Josh Briggs. I mean, I don't know what they're doing with Barry Corbin. I mean, like, I would rather, like, they keep changing the gimmick, like, so much. He a pirate now. What? A pirate, man? Like, what? I'd rather have him do his original Lone Wolf gimmick than a pirate. Like, come on, man. What pirates doing nowadays? Horrible. Like, they could do so much with Barry Corbin, and it's hurting his character. He could be NXT champion, but they had him go against Josh Briggs, one half of a tag team champion, but then at the same time, why do you have a tag team, half of a tag team going against somebody that should be a world heavyweight contender? Instead of using that tag team for a tag team, a lot of days now, it's hurting WWE because they're not using their tag team as the full potential like it should be. They got so much tag team material where tag teams could take over. It don't have to be the world title belt. It could be a tag team. And it's so much potential they don't use, and it suck. And that's what makes WWE like horrible. Like in wrestling in general, horrible. Invisible Man, can I get your output on this?
Sure. What are we talking about?
We talking about the potential. We was talking about NXT, but then we got to a point where it says how potential is dead. The tag team division is dead in wrestling because how much they downgrade the tag team division. It's so much potential in tag teams that could wrestle, but they kill it.
Yeah. I get that. There's no, because you gotta remember, tag teams were based on like pizzazz and doing the special moves and repeating it over and over again. Rock and Roll Express, the Heartbreakers, the Hart Dynasty, and so forth and so on. Now tag teams I guess for the last 20 years, and you're right about this, they've been like, let's just put these two together, and sometimes it works. Rock and Sock Connection, Hookhausen, stuff like that. But NXT in the times that you talked, check out the PWF and Joe BNCO on YouTube. That you never really been ecstatic about it. Like, hey, yeah, this tag team's here. Like, yeah, there hasn't been any good tag teams since like 2013-14. And that was like when FTR was called something else, and Alpha Academy was called something else. Mostly a lot of NXT tag teams were called something else. And they were actually cool to watch. They had a little like bull guy that was a little person too. Like, but yeah, you're right. Continue. Invisible Man.
And you,
Yes.
could you give me your top 3 tag team all time?
I would say top 3 tag teams
All time.
all time. I guess would be one would be Rock and Sock Connection.
Okay.
2 would be oh God, who's that 62-year-old guy who's in the tag team, but he's blonde, he has a mullet, he's been doing like Canadian stores everywhere. Ricky Morton. Something Express. Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express.
That's 2, yeah, because the guy still is going. I respect him for that. And the third tag team, it's kind of a weird tie between actually, good point. Yeah, it would be a tie between Ciampa and Tommaso and the other guy, and FTR back in 2014, because they were killing it. That's the only reason you watch tag teams in NXT was them. So yeah, that's my top 3.
So we talking about
go ahead.
This all time, or we talking about current?
All time, because there's not really any good tag teams I would think about to be talking about right now. There isn't.
My number 1, I got to say, my number 1 is the Steiners.
Okay.
Go Blue. That's what I believe. Go Blue. The Steiner brothers is my number 1. Who's my number 2? The Legion of Doom.
Okay.
Animal and Hawk. R.I.P.
There we go.
And my number 3, I gotta say, 2-man power trip.
Okay, I respect that. That makes sense. It does make sense. I give you that. Because there's a lot of tag teams. If we go like top 3, you have to take like hours and hours to figure out which one you like.
It's
which
so
one you
long.
It's a long fucking process. It doesn't need to be said. That's true. That is true.
And it's dope in general because to me, wrestling is dead. You know, I remember how Nas said rap is dead.
Yeah.
To me now, wrestling is dead because there's no kind of creative thoughts. There's no kind of realism. There's no kind of like I can relate to this person. I'm just gonna do it just to do it. It's none of that. It's wrestling is really dead. Like honestly, like I can't even. I mean, I got more matches, but I can only say right now, wrestling is dead, and it's dead because
except for certain places. Because again, I'm really excited for Wrestle Dream. That's the only thing in October 1st that I'm actually. And what sucks is that the same day Wrestle Dream happens, a fucking tropical storm is passing by my island. So yeah. But you know what? You continue. You keep going. Invisible Man out. This is your show, not mine. Bye-bye.
Oh no, but I just want to say this: like wrestling. Like, have you ever looked up Spiral, Mr. BKNY? He was one of the dopest wrestlers to me ever.
Yeah.
Like that, he has so much potential.
Yeah. There's a lot of wrestlers. There's a lot of wrestlers I can think of that have potential that I haven't seen in a long time. I just saw Damian Sandow right now spitting some facts on NWA. Like, damn, I miss his ass. He's gone overboard. On the fancy boy look, but do what he can.
But Mr. Joe BCL, he could vouch for it. Yeah. Brandon Kaplan, Mr. BKNY, he deserves his flowers because he was a hell of a wrestler.
Give him that.
He was a hell of a wrestler. Like R.I.P. I love you, bro. But
Mhm.
like, it's wrestlers out there that should be pushed, and that's like the wrestlers that should be like Becky Lynch should be in NXT. No way, shape, or form should be in NXT. She just killing push. I like Becky Lynch, but she is overstepping the boundaries when you got new talent coming on and they good. It's different if they sucked or was horrible, but they are talent and y'all come and kill it. That's
You
the
know,
thing with WWE. They kill talent that's they could they could have been dead.
this is ironically funny. On Friday, I've been invited to another wrestling podcast. I'll sure promote NXT time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even watch NXT, and I gotta talk about the pay-per-view coming up in the next weekend, and that's fucking ridiculous. I don't even watch NXT, so I'm
It
just
is.
listening to your rant so I could just replay this shit on Friday. Because honestly,
Yeah.
that's just me.
So
That's just me.
Tiffany Stratton win. If she win, what's the whole purpose of her losing?
For no reason. Again, they just put Becky to. I think ultimately, when everyone said that when Triple H is in charge, everything's gonna be better. Triple H is in charge, and everything was better for a minute, and now
Mhm.
everything's going back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter who's in charge. It matters what creative
Yeah.
and big money guys want. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
It don't make sense. What was the point? What was the whole reason of her losing? She was a good to me, honestly, she way more better than Becky Lynch. She agile. She could do more stuff than Becky Lynch. Like, what was the reason of her losing?
I guess maybe to give her the push, but then if you give her the push and she beats Becky, she's not Becky, she's not Bailey, she's not Sasha, she's not Charlotte, and you know she's not any of those four stables. So why are you pushing a woman
Yeah.
again? Tiffany Stratton sounds like a stupid fucking name anyway.
Yeah.
So
But you pushing one and then killing the other. You killing one dream and killing the other. But which in general, okay, that's just like LeBron James, not no category. LeBron James trying to say he better than Michael Jordan. That's a never. And to me, that's how they did it because Tiffany Stratton is way more agile and she could do way more stuff than Becky Lynch. You could tell when Becky Lynch run across the ropes and everything. You could tell like she counting like she off compared to like you know what I mean. Any other move she do. I mean Tiffany Stratton, she could somersault. She Christopher Daniel. Like she kind of remind me of a female version of Christopher Daniel. Tiffany Stratton.
I get that.
And that's what make it more crazy. Like I still don't get it. Like it's like the more AEW mess up, the more WWE go backwards because they was ahead at first. Now they going backwards. I like the matches, the same matches. It's even the same wrestlers doing the same finishes. It's like it's backwards.
Yeah. But it's not about us, it's about you. Continue. I'm out of here.
No, yeah, but I appreciate the Invisible Man. But our next match is still heel. She got a promo where she turning heel. She have a match. She have a match where she win by armbar, but that's not an important match. And then we have an Eddie Thorpe versus Dijak. I'm sorry, Dijak. But this match been going on way too long. Way too long. Like after second match, it should be done. Let it go. Stop. But they didn't have a strap. This was a strap match too. So Eddie Thorpe eventually wins and beat Dijak. After the strap match, Dijak attacks Eddie Thorpe, and which lead probably gonna lead to another feud, but which I don't understand. Like it's over with and everything. Let it go. Other than that, NXT is going down. It still got more matches, but other than that, it's going down the drain. Like literally. Then we had Fatal 4-way match with Dragon Lee, Trick Williams, Joe Gacy, Tyler Bates. Pretty good 4-way match for the main event. Well, minus that the contract signing, but the main event met Fatal 4-way. It was a good match. Back and forth, everybody out the ring. It was a good match. I mean, I liked it. It was. It's good to see new blood. It's always good to see new blood when it play and wrestling matches instead of that same old wrestling, old ass wrestlers. I mean, I like the old wrestlers, but at the same time, it's also good to see new blood because it's also good to see new blood get their shine. It's time to see the new blood get their shine in and wrestle, and so we can see their potential because the old bloods could sit down now. It's time for new blood. But Trick Williams eventually wins the match, and now he's number one contender against the North America title. So he would wrestle Dominique Dirty Dom, aka, and for the title. Invisible Man, what you think about that match? Who you think gonna win?
Between who and who, sir?
Trick Williams and Dirty Dom.
Now, how long has Dom had the title for?
I want to say a month, almost a month.
Dom, then Dom. They're not gonna take it until maybe this. Okay, if Dom is gonna fight Trick Williams in this pay-per-view, and there's been no build up to this at all because I heard you talk about him as much.
Yeah.
So probably not. There's probably another stepping stone until maybe November around Survivor Series.
So what if it's a catch to it though? What if it's a twist?
What's the twist?
What if it's a twist where Carmelo Hayes he's involved with Trick Williams getting the belt?
Nah,
because he been blowing. Because you remember he been blowing off Trick Williams like but what if?
There's a lot of what ifs, but as long as Judgment Day still is standing at this moment in time, then no, Dom's not gonna lose the belt. As long as there's got to be the point where Rhea leaves Dom at the moment of a pay-per-view to make it more like dramatic, and then Dom is truly alone, so that whoever fights Dom becomes the true the hero, the man who took it away from the guy who stole it from everybody. That's the way I'm thinking it, but that's just my opinion.
So you hear the rumor about Rhea Ripley actually being hurt?
That might be a truthful thing because if she hasn't debunked it, because she likes to open her mouth a lot, then it probably is true. And they're just telling her, be quiet, don't say anything, let the rumor just die down by itself. But by not saying anything, you kind of are saying something.
But did you see her? Did you see her eyes? The way was she's trying to get up, like she wasn't there.
Yeah, I saw the pictures. That was a real pain there. Like, oh shit. I
still don't understand why they're letting Nia Jax come back though.
Because guess what? She apparently in Triple H's eye, and those are her kids, man. Those are his kids. Nia Jax, that whole group of people that are NXT, those are his kids. Why do you think fucking Tyler Breeze is back? For whatever fucking reason, he's back. Wow. Yeah, dude. Tyler Breeze is still he's working. I mean, he hangs out in WWE a lot, so I think he's just working under Xavier Woods, but technically still kind of works with WWE in a sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a waste.
I don't
got him and Fandango.
Yeah, I don't. Why did Nia Jax come back? Because first match, she was so disrespectful already. And I don't get that.
Here's a question for you. Now we know Jade's gonna fuck up eventually. How long do you think Jade's gonna be in the main roster until they send her ass to NXT to train? Because she's not polished. She's not polished at all. They bought a unpolished product.
She got a multi-million-dollar deal too.
Yeah, for unpolished product. That's it.
AEW compared to WWE, I probably give her a month.
A month? Wow, that's fucking nice.
A month.
I would have gave it like 6 months, maybe like 6 to 5 months of trying, and then maybe,
But
but
she's
not.
not gonna be a Nia Jax though. She's not gonna be a Nia Jax. I mean,
Yeah,
Nia Jax is reckless. I mean, the wrestling business it's a hand thing. Like
yeah,
you gotta throw and catch. Like it's a hand in hand thing where you gotta make sure we each other. Like it's just like working on a line. One person do one thing, but then you gotta make sure as long as that one person got that done, I'm gonna get this done. It's like a closed hand thing. You know what I mean? And I don't see that. Like
yeah.
Nia Jax, she reckless, but I'm that is
No,
my
wait,
time
no, no. You
on.
got one more minute. Now we had the pay-per-view coming on Sunday. I
Uh-huh.
think Sunday, right?
Yep.
What's your favorite match and unfavorite match in that pay-per-view?
And then the No Mercy, right?
Yeah.
I probably gotta say my favorite match I want to watch is the Carmelo Hayes and Dragunov match because
Ooh.
I'm 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 really sure Dragunov gonna win the title
Yeah.
and Carmelo Hayes gonna go to the main roster.
Okay.
And the thing about it, when if Dragunov get the belt, I don't see nobody beating him.
Yeah. Until
He too
someone
ruthless
strong
and too
comes.
out cold.
Yeah. Until someone strong comes. That's true.
Because Brian Breaker supposedly supposed to be going to the main roster.
That's stupid too. He's still not even polished either. He
No,
is not even there yet. It's like another year or two at the most.
no, no. He should still be there, but they go push him on that.
Yeah.
But if they do push them two, who's gonna be Dragunov? There's nobody's gonna be Dragunov.
Not
So
until he
they gonna
fights
have to
Gunther.
say it again.
Until he fights Gunther, and then he'll just lose.
You think Gunther gonna go back to NXT?
Maybe in a couple months. Once he loses the belt, it's smart to get him off television for a while and then promote him back in NXT. Because again, it's smart if you're gonna interchange NXT people, not move them up, but
Mm-hmm.
interchange. I like this
Mm-hmm.
new system. Someone goes down for a while, fights with somebody, and then that somebody from down there goes up and fights for a little bit and then goes back down. So
Mm-hmm.
so you're kind of like, this was how it was in like 2014-15 when NXT
Yeah.
was getting popping. They would
Yeah.
bring in a champion or a tag team champion or something like that, and they would fight one or two matches to see if the crowd liked them.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but I did like that system, and they're bringing it back.
Mm-hmm.
You know who brought that? You know who had that idea, ladies and gentlemen? Dusty Rhodes and Triple H. So at least he's listening to that topic. However, in this crop of kids that are now out right now, it's not looking that promising because again, there's not one or two characters in this roster of NXT that makes me be like, wow, I'm gonna watch this. Not one. So step it up, NXT. Make somebody. Make your new Tyler Breeze. Make your new
Mm-hmm.
Tommaso. Make your new Asuka. Make your new Bailey. But make something that will click for these freaking hipsters, NXT crowd, and the old school crowd. That's all I gotta say about that. Say your final thoughts, Mr. D-Walk.
Okay, last question. This very, very last question. How do you feel about Dolph Ziggler getting let go? And then how do you feel about CM Punk potentially showing up at WWE in Chicago? Is that going to be a game changer for Dolph Ziggler going to AEW now compared to CM Punk going to back home?
Here's the thing, though, and this is something that my friend Pooh Bear told me a long time ago. That girl looks pretty on the outside, but that thing is damaged on the inside.
Oh,
And
wow.
again, Dolph Ziggler is pretty on the outside. Great wrestler, great talker, can really rile up a crowd. But
Mhm.
he has been damaged for the last 4 years. Specifically, he was damaged since Survivor Series when he won. And when he won, they buried him and has been buried ever since for 4 years. I remember that. Guess
Mhm.
what? AEW fans, WWE fans years ago as well. So they remember that as well too. What are you gonna bring in AEW, Dolph Ziggler, that's unique than anything else? And the answer to that, and for the universe to answer back, nothing.
Wow, that was deep.
One,
That
CM
was
Punk
deep.
coming to Thank you. CM Punk coming to Chicago, it's a money grab. You know why? Because Chicago people are like sailors in off the shores of Bangkok. They don't care how they get it. They get it.
Yeah.
That's my answer. Visible Man out.
Thank you, Invisible Man. And part of PUWF, I am D-Walk, aka Dennis the Menace. Kane the Destroyer. Thank you. Hey, brother, I'm doing good and everything. And Joe, BNCO. Hey, partner. Hey, see y'all tomorrow. It's going to be lit.